Good morning and welcome to Wildflower Garden Tarot. I've decided to get a little bit more serious with my web channel, or with my YouTube channel, just because I was doing, readings every day, and, then spring came and garden and horses and got really busy. But also, it seemed like my readings were repeating themselves. And so, if you want to know what those readings said, you can go through them. So I'm going to try to do things a little different because I've been asking just generally, and I don't have a lot of viewers. So in general, the viewers that I have, I think that the readings have maybe answered many of your questions. But I'm going to try to get more specific and less specific through the weeks. So I've decided on Sundays, because Sundays is actually my least busy day. It's my day that I just don't have any clients. I just take the day off, just my son and I. So it's kind of first thing in the morning. I've already been out, watered my garden, grounded myself really good. Oh, Lord, and made my coffee. And because Sunday is often a church day, I decided to make Sundays the Celtic Cross day. So as you know, any of you that have been here, I usually just ask the questions and shuffle, and Spirit will shoot out the cards to give you the message. But the Celtic Cross is more of a form. So what I'm going to do, I was going to do it off camera, just because sometimes it can take time, quite a bit of time. And then a Spirit's like, no, do it on camera. And I know myself, I like to see the cards come out. I like to see that it is fully authentic. I do have a bit of a headache this morning. So happy Sunday morning, wherever you are. Just really trying to get a feel of these cards. Happy Sunday morning, wherever you are. May your prayers be answered this week. I'm going to ask these these Sunday readings will be for the week. I'm using the Green Witches Tarot, which I don't use that often, but it's my first tarot deck that I ever got, and I really love it, actually. And I do refer to the book quite a bit in this one, because the meanings are quite different, but they're magical. They're kind of like a Sunday kind of thing, right? And keep in mind, I am a very spirit-based person. I'm a Christian person, but I also recognize, like other faiths, the Muslim religion is absolutely a beautiful religion, as it almost, like every religion is beautiful, including Wicca. So I'm not a Wicca, and there's some Wicca influence in this deck, but I'm not a Wicca. But interpret the readings as you will. But have a lot of blessings. I'm hoping for everybody to come out of these readings with blessings and some real guidance. I want to remind you that I'm really, I've got a lot of, honestly, I'm happy with my 200 and whatever subscribers. Obviously, I like to get more. The more subscribers you have, the more people you reach, the better work you can do. But, it's not like I'm in it for the money. It's just something that I'm doing because I really enjoy it, because Spirit has guided me to do this. And actually, this came to me in the night from Spirit, and I woke up from an incredibly deep sleep finally, because I don't sleep well. And I think, not today, but some days I'm going to do, because it's really windy outside, but some days I'm going to try to do this outside in my garden space, because I think that would be really, natural, and then you could hear my crows, Myrtle and Henry, outside and whatnot. So anyway, we'll get on with it. So Spirit, we want guidance for my friends and I for the week. I haven't asked my question yet, and that was a lot of cards. So And my hands are both like tingling, like they're both like going nuts, which is what happens when my intuition is growing. Okay, so I mean, the first question, and I didn't even get out, is you. And your question. So the question is, what's going to go on for, like, what can we expect this week? Tells me that a lot of you watching are females or feminines. The Queen of Cups, particularly in this deck, is artistic and creative, but a lot of her creativity, and like I'm an artist too, and those of us that are creative and are spiritual know that those ideas come from spirit for our art, you know, and I believe the same is true for art. Is being inventive. Art is creating buildings, like architecture. Art, creativity is how we approach problems and problem solving. And so this doesn't need to be a man or a woman, you know. This is a person who is very intuitive, often psychic. And Spirit is just guiding me to tell you that that voice in your head is Spirit. Listen to it. Unless it's anxiety. Like, anxiety feels so much different. Okay, so what is going to... You see how those just fly out? Like, I'm looking for one card, Spirit. I'm looking for one card. What is going to cross or assist us this week? What is going to cross or assist us this week? Nine of Chalices. That's interesting. This is like a pretty plum reading so far. This is our wishes coming true. So what we've been wishing for, what crosses or assists us? We've been Spirit just said we've been manifesting. The new moon passed like last week. We've been manifesting. We've been making wishes. The fact that we've been able to do that, maybe with my help, the fact that we've been able to do that, you're going to see fruition from standing under the new moon, expressing verbally what you want, focusing on what you want, as opposed to complaining about what's happening in your life that you don't like. Okay? My hands are just going nuts. I think we're going to have a lot of powerful readings today. Please leave comments in the bottom if this has been helpful to you. Or if you want to share your story with me. Okay, for my friends and I... Whoops. It's too many. Oh. So, like, Spirit is just on point today because it's pushing things out faster than I can even express them. For my friends and I, the question was, what is the best that can be achieved in this situation? So a lot of you may be manifesting, and you may have been waiting for a long time. Now, check this guy out. In this deck especially, you see the horses are running. In a lot of decks, one horse is black, one horse is white. In this deck, both horses are white. And you see this dude, he's not holding those horses at all. He is guiding them through his own will. I'm just going to read, actually, this reading because it's a beautiful reading. The battle wagon 6, 7. This card indicates that a person has the ability to take control, be assertive, and handle the difficult situations that arise in life. Overall, good health and strength of body, mind, and spirit are implied in this card. And surrounding cards can help clarify the bearing of the battle wagon energy. Victory, merit. Victory, merit, recognize successful action, self-confidence, personal achievement, leadership, consolidation of power, balance, control. Okay? So, I mean, the question was, what's the best that can be achieved in this situation? And it's basically victory, right? It's like, you know, you're this intuitive, psychic, creative person who's been manifesting under the new moon. Spirit just said some of you don't mean it. Some of you went out there, it's like, okay, you know, I guess I'm going to, that isn't really manifesting. You need to manifest, and not just under the new moon, every day. You can't just manifest something, say something under the new moon that you don't really mean. It's like, well, I guess I want this to happen. I hope for this to happen. And then the rest of the day, focus on what you don't want to have happen. This is for the people that have held tight to what they've wanted to manifest. This could be romance. This could be career. This could be just life in general. People often think that it's just romance or work. But no. Even in my situation, I mean, if somebody came along, great, but I'm not really looking. You know, and in my career, I couldn't possibly be more happy. But I check the cards out for myself for my general life. I'm raising a son on my own. Of course I have wishes, including for this channel, right? You know, that involves your own family, that involves your friends, that involves your community, that involves, you know, your goals for your life. And it might not be the big promotion, or it's just your life, an abundant life. So this is saying, yeah, things are looking like, you know, that you have done your work and you've manifested, and things are going to start coming in. So then, what is the reason? Why? What is bringing my friends to my channel for this reading? It's interesting, but see, these cards kind of flip themselves over. They said to take the top one. 2 came out, but I didn't even see the second one. So what is your reason for this? And it's this card. Now, this is the 7 of Athens, which is the 7 of Swords, which traditionally is beware of deception, or that you are in a deceptive energy, which doesn't mean lying and cheating all the time, but it can mean that you need to kind of hide things about yourself for now, or, you know, that you're trying to make everybody think that you're okay when you're not. But you see, this card is different, and I forget, there's a lot of symbols in these cards too. But you see, this guy, he's not sneaking away. He's coming home with a bunch of rabbits for his wife, who doesn't look pleased. She's kind of like, where have you been? Spirit just said to me, some of you have been waiting for your wish to come in, and it hasn't contacted you. It hasn't, you've been waiting for this person to come in. Where have they been? Where have they been? This is you in the doorway. with your arms folded. Happy to see this person coming in, but also it's like, the fuck, dude? But I'm going to just see what it says in the book. My hands are literally vibrating so much I can hardly do anything. This card indicates that prudent planning brings success despite opposition to plans. So that's this. There you are, being creative, manifesting. The Spirit says that's coming in. And this is like prudent planning. That's what you've been doing. Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that the book wasn't like that. What the meaning for this deck was, and you know what, I should know better than that. Like to just use my intuition, but that's like the reason why you come to this reading, is because you're wondering where your blessing is. You're wondering where your person is. And like, while you're happy to see that coming in, you're like, why did you take so long? So be careful of that. Now, what's been going on in the past? It's like my hands, honestly, I can hardly use them this one. What's been going on in the past? The High Priest. That's interesting. What's been going on in the past? You've been wishing for this for a long time. You have been raising to the higher level to meet the blessing that you've wanted. The High Priest is equivalent to the Hierophant. You've been taking these whispers from Spirit and learning. See, there's like the marks, the Celtic marks on the stone, on the runes. You've been taking these you've been learning to listen to that still, quiet voice in your head and to take that seriously. You have been leveling up. Because the wishes that you've been making have been big. And not for a low vibrational person. And maybe your vibration and your understanding of who you are and who the universe is wasn't ready for your blessing. That you needed to level up. So what can we expect in the immediate future? For this. What can we expect for the immediate future for this week? There we go. I'm just going to finish. Ooh. The Nine of Pentacles. And this Nine of Pentacles is interesting because often the Nine of Pentacles in the traditional deck shows a single woman who has achieved, a level of success where she doesn't really need anybody, although she's still missing a pentacle. But look at this. This shows a happy family. And joyfulness and freedom and abundance. This one I am going to go... because this is a family. See, like, I haven't memorized there's so many symbols in these cards. Like, there's a salamander in the very foreground. And Spirit really drew my attention to that salamander. So I'm going to check this out. I really love this deck. It just has this wonderful feeling to it. Seven. So, yeah, the immediate future is the question, okay? So this card shows contentment and satisfaction with one's life. And isn't that what I was just saying? Like, for my own self, what I manifest under the new moon isn't this big romance, isn't a big, like job opportunity. It's an abundant life. Like, this is what I manifest. But I mean, I wasn't asking for myself. I'm asking for you. I don't believe I'm the only one. This card shows contentment and satisfaction with one's life and efforts. It indicates good self-esteem from knowing one's value and worth. There's no question of ability, but instead an awareness of one's ability to make a good living. A comfortable life. A comfortable life may be the result of education that leads to better work opportunity, or the result of some unexpected good fortune, or the manifestations you have made. There is gain. So remember, I asked for this week. There is gain in all areas of life. Security is assured. But there might be a surprise gift of money arriving as well. Interesting. Okay. Along with the sense of well-being is an indication of refinement and prudence. Perhaps even a healing ability, which is implied in the Queen of Chalices card and in the rest of the spread to this point. A prudent use of talent, skills, and finances allows for congenial home life and a sense of self-sufficiency. The quiet confidence and warm emotions emanating through this scene of a family at ease emphasize the comfort derived from realistic appreciation of one's own skills and taking pleasure in the small rewards. There is time for the individual to relax and enjoy the good things in life. The salamander is a symbol of comfort, connections, and manifesting goals. Isn't that just what we've been talking about? See that little guy? He is the symbol of comfort, connection, and manifesting goals. So that's what we've been talking about. That's just so cool. I love it. I love it when I go to the book and I read the book meaning and it confirms what we have read up to this point. Oh my gosh, I love coffee. All right. Now, let's get down to it. Let's give us, Spirit, an indication of where my friends and I are at this week. Two came out. I'm going to put them back. I'm looking for one card, Spirit. Those were good cards, by the way. But I'm not going to tell you what they are. If they come back out again, that's right. Where are we at this week as individuals? Where are we at this week as individuals, Spirit? My hands. There we go. Ace of the Themes. Ace of Swords. What we, Spirit just is saying, what we have been manifesting, we will start to reach it this week. See this cute little mousey? And there's his wishes. He's almost there. Almost there. Just gotta put my hands down for a second. Almost there. What you've been wishing for, what you've been striving for, what you've been manifesting, what has seemed out of reach, you can touch it. You can touch it now. Okay. What are some external influencers this week? What are some things outside of ourselves that are going to influence our situation, Spirit? This is kind of fun. I don't do these very often. I did, sorry. Some of you might be having a throat chakra issue. Somebody is, because this isn't normal for me. Somebody is having a hard time expressing something. Like this. That's crazy. Okay. What are some external influencers in our situation, in our hopes, our dreams, our situation this week, Spirit? Spirit just said to shuffle 3 and look at the bottom. My spirit team is pretty bossy, but lovely. Because I love it too that they'll correct me. Sometimes I'll go off on something and they'll say, no, that's not what we meant. That was 3. 6 of Pentacles. So outside influence is that you can expect generosity, which was also implied in this 9 of Pentacles card. Spirit just said fruition. Fruition. This is just like, for those of you who have been maintaining and doing the work on yourself. This is coming to pass. So your outside influences are that people, you can expect generosity of people. Spirit just said there may be people praying for you. So they're helping, they're manifesting under the moon for you. Which is nice. Okay. What are our hopes or fears that are affecting us this week? What are our hopes or fears that are affecting the outcome this week? For my friends and I. Hopes or fears that are affecting us this week. Okay, I'll do 3 more and then look at the bottom. Hopes or fears that are affecting us this week. Yeah. Okay. Really? Okay. This one. Okay. Hopes or fears. This is a hope. I don't think anybody's too scared of the King of Pentacles. What a pleasant fellow he is. He's worked hard, and now he can relax. This guy is very generous. This too, because his readings are very nice. So this is what you're hoping for. And why not? Right? Now there's a lot of pentacles in this spread. This card shows economic power and the ability to realize one's ambitions. So it may not necessarily be a person. There's a talent for business and kindly interest in giving sound economic advice. Stability and success. But inherent social responsibility. Okay. Hi, John is the name of that flower. For business success, wealth, power, and support grows on a trellis behind the King of Pentacles. A bull, the symbol of leadership, stability, and authority, calmly grazes in the pasture. There is a strong sense of purpose in what is attempted, so that through a methodical approach, ideas are manifested. Yeah. Here is someone who is willing to instruct others or give them advice so that they can work towards their own economic goals. So you manifest good things for others. Oh, Spirit just said karma. Karma. You have always been there for others. Even when maybe you didn't always have things for yourself, you've always been there for others. Now it's time for your reward. Here is somebody who is, or I'm going to interject has been, willing to instruct others or give them advice so they can work towards their own goals. The King of Pentacles shows that good plans have been put to use with practical wisdom for strong gains. This card indicates a successful leader or self-employed entrepreneur who knows how to get things done while still being sensitive to the needs of employees. There is a strong sense of purpose in what is attempted so that through a methodical approach, ideas are manifested, which is what we've been talking about through here. If adversely connected to other cards in reading, oh no, it's not, it's right on. Able to meet challenges. Okay. So within this reading, this is what I'm picking up, is that less that this card is about money and leadership and, you know, those material things, but more a spirit of who you have been as you've grown to this position. Also, right off the bat, there may be a King of Pentacles reading for you. Let's just see. Or this is what you're hoping for. Okay. 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 Yeah, this is what you're hoping for. But it's also who you've been. As you've been manifesting, you've been aware. And you're not the person that helps other people or does things for people for your reward. Looking for your reward. But you can't help but notice that you spend a lot of your energy helping other people, which is kind of what happens when you're a Queen of Chalices person. People are attracted to your energy, and I mean, that's your instinct, is to be guiding people or to help people. That's why I'm doing these readings. Right? That's why I'm doing these readings. Because that's my instinct. That's who I am. That's what I do. And I don't have a lot of people, like, you know, especially in a small town, like in Canada, in Saskatchewan. People think of me a bit of a witch, quite frankly, even though I'm not, technically. I guess, you know what, I mean, the church back in, you know, medieval times, any woman that could do healing or was gifted with this was felt to be a threat and was labeled a witch, right? So, I mean, I guess in those terms, I would take that label. Now, I'm just going to do an overview, and then we're going to ask for the last card, which is the outcome. So we asked, who are you, in your question, and we got the Queen of Chalices, which says that you are an intuitive person, able to listen to spirit, to create something from nothing. That you have a very strong intuition. You know, and water, in terms of chakras, is the sacral area. So you have a strong stomach for things. And maybe sometimes a little bit psychic, right? So what has been helping you is that you have been making honest and consistent manifestations for what you want without succumbing to victimization and negative self-talk. So that manifestation, so like this third card is the best that you can achieve in these circumstances, and we get the battle wagon. It's coming forward. What you're manifesting is coming in. The guy, remember that the guy that is in the battle wagon isn't in control of doesn't control the horses with reins. He doesn't control the horses with force or manipulations. He controls it by his will. Okay? So the outcome is that it's coming in, but it's something that you've been waiting for. You need to watch that you're not resentful of when it does come in. Like, where the fuck have you been? In the meantime, though, um, or in the past, like up to this point, you have been working on yourself. You've been listening to tarot card readers. You've been, maybe exploring the chakras. You've been reading books and learning about yourself. What has brought you to this point? What has, what areas that you need to work on? Whether it's recovery from abuse, recovery from neglect. I mean, people who are Queen of Cups usually have a history of some sort of abuse. And that doesn't mean violent, like extreme violence or whatever. A lot of it can just be that you're the black sheep of the family. Or a lot of it, which is often the case too, because you're weird, right? So, up to this point, you've been really working on your spirituality and finding out who you are. And the outcome of that, the future looks bright. It looks like abundance in every way this week. The Spirit just said, and remember Mr. Salamander, what we've manifested is coming true. We can start to see it come in. But part of that is looking at what we have in our life right now. Because sometimes we can get so busy manifesting what we want that we forget to see the forest for the tree, right? That we're focused on that tree over there, and we don't realize what a beautiful day it is today. We don't realize, how great our friends are, or what a support our family is, or that we have kids that are growing way too fast, and they're slipping away, and you're not paying attention to them because you're manifesting on this one thing. And it's Sunday today, so this is a really good day to, to see the blessings that you have right now, but also to realize that more of this is ready to come. That's your big wish. That's the tree in the forest that you've been looking for. You're almost there. And you can expect generosity. Oh, hey, look at how these two go together. You can accept generosity from others now at this time. Maybe that you don't even realize there might be people manifesting for you or praying for you or willing to help kind of behind the scenes, right? Because you have done that for others. This is karma coming in, okay? Now, what is the outcome? What can we look forward to in general and like to start, coming in this week for my friends and I? What can we expect this week? What can we expect this week? Well, they're doing it to me again. Last card on the... No, that's the one. Okay. No. No, that's not the one. Okay. Sorry. I mean, it was the world, though. What can we expect this week? Oh, come. What can we expect this week? One card, Spirit. One card, Spirit. Is your heart just racing? Keep in mind, too, this is a tarot card reading, and I don't even know you, right? This is a very general thing. So make your own decisions based on your own experience, based on your heart, your mind, your soul, and your spirit. Okay? But this is fun. What can we expect this week? 1. What can we expect this week? 2. What can we expect this week? 3. Oh, 9 of a themes. Okay. So that isn't like, I mean, you're always hoping for a 10 of Pentacles cup. This is worry. So don't. I'm glad that you've come to this reading, because your tendency is even though sometimes it's like, sometimes people will come to our reading like this, and it's like, say that we say it's this week. But remember that time is an illusion. And sometimes readers are ahead or behind, or that, like, time, we get so stuck on time. And this reading does show that you're like, where has this been? But don't worry. Like, quit worrying. See, there's sunshine trying to come in, but it's like you can get depressed about that. Okay? So, I'm just going to read this for you, just to make sure. And like I say, I'm an authentic reader, so, I mean, that's not what I was hoping would come in, my own self. Like, I always wanted to end on, like, it's a 10 of cups, or, you know, it's an emperor. You know, I do. But we gotta look at what Spirit says. This woman is awake at night, filled with unfounded fears. But this will pass, and things will be brighter in the morning. Oh, yeah. This card suggests that the stress comes from worrying about the problems of other people, especially those close to you. Let those people solve their problems. Overly sensitive or empathetic people may carry the worries of others, so these become their own burden without resolution. This card warns one to relax and not get worked up over matters that will be sorted out with time, or that are not one's own problem. One needs to release the fears and the worries. It is important to remember that the visions of terror and worst-case scenarios are dreams and not reality. This card shows an overactive imagination and negative thoughts can, and we've been talking about this, right? Because to manifest what you need to get control of your negative thoughts. Okay? This card shows an overactive imagination with negative thoughts predominating, and this predisposition needs to be controlled by this individual. One needs to meet those fears head on, using intellect to take control and turn the negative feelings into positive action to avert the envisioned problem. One is advised to not dwell on an unhappy situation, but to realize that it will pass, and there is strength in reserve to bring plans to fruition and to alleviate your fears. Self-doubt is almost always unfounded, and by sorting out the problems, one can tame the sense of foreboding and handle the situation. Agrimony, an herb of protection, reversing negativity and promoting sleep, is in a vase near the bed. A bat, a symbol of releasing fears, flutters outside the window. Okay, so that is actually a really, really beautiful reading. I'm glad that I did the cards online. It did take a little bit longer, but I think that's what I'm going to do on Sundays. So this is your reading for the week, right? Keep manifesting. Sorry, I think there's a lawnmower right outside my window for some reason. You're such a good person. You give so much of yourself to other people. But your karma is going to start coming in. Okay? So, have a fantastic week. I love you all to pieces. I'm really excited about this. I'm going to try to do more specific readings through the week than just the general, because I'm finding that boring, and I think you would find that boring, and it seems to be addressing the same people. Spirit just wanted me to remind you that if you're manifesting on a person, like, keep in mind the other readings. The other readings I've been talking about, that some of you are really manifesting on a dipshit to come in, and that you need to let dipshit go. So find your balance today between, listen, don't just listen to a card reader. Listen to your gut. And if You're manifesting for, oh shit, you know, I dreamed this before. I just had deja vu. So this is extra important. If you have been hoping and manifesting for somebody who has been playing you, if you've been hoping and manifesting for somebody who says, yeah, I'm going to leave her, and just doesn't, and weeks, months, years are going by, or if you've been manifesting for somebody that would never fully give you their time, even though you would give them everything, right? And you stay up at night worrying about them, and that isn't coming in. That isn't the manifestation that Spirit wants from you. Spirit wants better things for you. Quit taking an empty plate. What is that they say? People show you who they are. Okay? I remember Wayne Dyer. He's like this motivational speaker. He's passed away now, but he just had so many wise things. And this was like from years, like maybe over 20 years ago. Way over, maybe 30 years ago, that he said, it was like in a speech that I had on a cassette tape, so that tells you. And he said, people will show you who they are. Always. If you take an orange and you squeeze it, you don't get apple juice. You get orange juice. So part of what you need to do, which might be part of some of this, part of what you need to do this week is to decide if what you're manifesting is for an orange to turn into an apple. But in the meantime, especially based on my other readings, if you let go of the orange and you put the orange aside, then you have room for the apple. Right? So, for my thumbnail, I'm going to take a picture of the spread, and then you can kind of see it, okay? So have the most wonderful week, and I love you to pieces, and I'm praying for you too, and you can pray for me. So I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see what I'm going to do tomorrow. Okay, bye.